so tired.
What a way to start. What was that?
I don't even have my headphones on.
You didn't put your headphones on. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't have mine on either.
What are we
Are we ready?
Guys, it's been a week.
It's been.
You know, why are we late,
It's
Spencer?
been
Why
one
are
week.
we even later than we normally are?
It's my fault. Guys, it's only Tuesday and it's been a week.
It's already been a week. I have been sick
I know.
all weekend, and I'm starting to recover. I have my tea. Drink tea whenever you're sick.
Tit.
What?
Tit.
Tit.
A little bit. Tit.
A little bit of.
I need to learn tea in Japanese.
It's probably tit.
I don't know. Probably not.
It's probably tit.
Tit. Not a banana.
Yes, that's my favorite thing I learned because you're doing Duolingo.
Yeah, I'm doing Duolingo because they have Japanese on it now, and I'm like, oh shit, I could finally start learning this, and I won't move on past the first 3 lessons because I'm like, I don't have this, I can't move on yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to memorize all these symbols, and
That's tough.
I'm thinking of maybe finding some type of book that explains to me what each stroke means if they tie in together. I feel like I'm looking at a puzzle that I can't figure out because I can't understand why this symbol that looks so similar to this other symbol, but they sound so different. And I'm like, okay, so it's not the look because I'm like, oh, okay, if this is me and this is te and this is that, maybe do all the eh sounds have the same shape but no, they don't. It's all over the place.
How many letters are there?
I don't know. I don't want to know yet because I don't want to be scared.
4.
But I'm learning the basic, the stuff the kindergartners learn.
Yeah, little feet.
Because all they have essentially a letter for
Such a good
every
time.
sound.
Yeah, there was. It's funny because you'll be over in the corner and I'll just hear ah,
Yeah.
ba,
Te,
te.
me, mimi.
What is Star
And
doing?
my favorite one is Nana Banana. Is that what it
Nana
is?
banana.
That means
Nana is 7 in Japanese, I found. And then they were
Bananas.
like, well, what's banana in Japanese? And they were like, banana. And it's just
Banana.
okay. So now the running thing is Nana banana.
Nana Banana.
7 banana, and bananas is not banana. It's something. It has a different
But it's Nana and is in it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same ring to it as banana does.
No.
And so you have to use the singular banana with 7. Otherwise it doesn't work. So it's just singular banana and the number 7. Nana banana.
But see, now you know the number 7 in Japanese,
do.
and you don't know how to learn languages. So there you go.
That is a step forward for me. I will always remember the number 7.
I know Inu is dog now, and it made me realize I'm like,
Inu.
oh, Shiba Inu. It's just Shiba dog. It's just the dog. It's the word.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my god, I'm figuring stuff out based on other things. A lot of the early lessons are food things. So it's I know what sushi looks like in Japanese now. And
Sashimi.
sake and teriyaki.
Sashimi.
It's giving me those in the beginning because you know these sounds. You eat
Sashimi.
these things. I'm like, okay, yeah, thank you. Now I know I could read them.
So Lauren, our little super spontaneous guest who is here, she knows German, and she was telling me that the German word for dog is
Dog.
yes. No, it's
So,
is it
return language.
It's dachshund, right?
No, it's isn't it-
dachshund.
No, isn't it?
Like
I
a
wasn't.
do- like
I
a
wasn't
dog-
paying
like a
attention to that
dachshund.
conversation.
Like a dachshund.
No, it was part of that word. I don't think.
Dachshund.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
Welcome
Dog-
to We Stayed
Hound.
Late.
It's Hund. It's Hund.
Hund.
So
Dachshund.
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 But Hund is German for dog. Welcome back to We Stayed Late.
Where we talk about dogs.
We
And
talk
different
about
languages.
dogs and nothing at all.
Yeah.
I'm
so if you love
Starline
dogs,
Hodge. Well, you got to say your name.
I'm
Luis.
Luis Gonzalez.
I'm a person.
Ooh, baby.
Wait, what's okay? Hold on, I have to look this up now. All right, so
And we dabble in digital media content, but
we do sometimes.
we do other things too.
Okay, showing translation.
Somebody
for,
wrote in our YouTube comment section what our show is about so far, and
Okay.
it's it's Harry Potter, living in Los Angeles,
Yes.
working in digital media,
Yes.
and something else that was really oh, we do always talk about these 4 things.
That's true.
We
Oh,
just
and
always
mental
go
health.
back to-
Mental
And
health.
mental health. It was just
We went
oh.
hard on that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just had a revelation on Google Translate.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know how this relates. I don't know if it means anything, but the 2 words separated. Hund, Hund in German,
Uh-huh.
means dog.
Yes.
Hound.
Das DACHS. German. Translated from German to English means badger.
Badger.
What?
So it's a badger dog. I'm wondering if that's like a rat terrier.
It's like
It's probably like they
it,
probably went after the badgers.
because it was after. I was like,
It's
that's a long
little
little weenie dogs.
And
I
it
love
fits-
seeing them weenie dogs
And
go
it
downstairs.
would fit into like the little tunnels. That makes sense.
I just always imagine
Yeah.
the slinky dog going down
Man.
the stairs.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
a little dachshund, and he and just imagine. Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
That's what my
they're
go-to is.
amazing little creatures. You know what else is an amazing creature? Hummingbirds.
What? Where did this come from?
I don't know.
They're
Every
just
time I
cool.
see a hummingbird, I'm like, what a magnificent thing of nature.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's
they
pretty
can't
fucking
stop,
cool.
Though. Like it's like once they're on, like they don't sleep. They're just like,
Wait, you can't. They can rest their little wings.
do they? I've never seen
Yeah,
a
they
hummingbird
have
like
to.
They
stop.
like. I'm sure they like. Okay.
I thought they were like sharks. Like they had to just keep going.
No, they gotta
Sharks
rest.
don't have to just keep going.
Oh.
Sharks just float.
I learned this. I made
I know.
Shark
I was
Week.
just like, oh yeah, that's right.
So-
You know all the
So
shark
there's
things.
there's a shark called the wabagong. And it's
Oh,
my favorite
no.
shark. If you haven't seen a wabagong, go Google a wabagong. I think I've talked about the wabagong. Anyway, the wabagong sits on the bottom of the ocean and covers itself in sediment, or will just sit there, lay at the bottom, and looks like the bottom of the ocean. And its tail moves like a plant or like just a thing that like just is hypnotic. And so it goes with the tide, and it'll just lay there. And then when a fish is swimming by, it'll just suck it up into its mouth and eat it.
Yes, it's
And
terrifying.
Pretty fucking awesome. But they don't have to keep moving in order to get oxygen in the lungs, because they have a mechanism that allows they like suck in the water and it flows over their gills.
And if you want to watch more, you can now watch our
Oh,
Shark Week
yeah.
on Snapchat.
Holy shit! So you can go to Snapchat and you can search in the Discovery in like the shows tab, and you can watch Shark Week if you are in an English-speaking country.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh.
Sorry,
People.
Mexico.
And
Wait, can Australia see it then?
I think so.
I think New Zealand.
So you
couldn't,
go to just normal
you just-
Snapchat. You put the search up top, and you put in Shark Week.
and then all of our episodes come up, and you can rewatch them if you really want to. For
Boom,
any
baby.
reason. Look at that.
Look at that. Zoom in real tight.
Whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Zoom and enhance.
I hate that so much in movies. I hate enhance.
Zoom and enhance.
I hate it.
What was I
It makes me
watching?
so
That was an
mad.
old. Oh, Blade Runner did it.
and I was just like in
Fuck.
it. I was just like, it's taking me out of the movie. I hate this so much. Unless every camera, every photo, like it's a futuristic photo that has like a ridiculous amount
Right.
A
of
mega
But
pixels
Blade
and
picture.
Runner,
data.
but Blade Runner is also set in a sci-fi future, so it's like in that case, I could see it
Maybe.
happening. But
I'm
like in CSI, when
Not
they do it and it's
possible.
modern day, and you're like, yeah, sorry, that's not the way that
In a security
pixels work.
camera?
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
in Blade Runner,
No.
Blade Runner, I had to like make me think that it's like these are special photos that have like so
Right.
much more information
Right.
and data in the
Well,
like
because
Polaroid.
but they do because he was able to go around the corner.
yeah,
So.
but
yeah.
it just made me mad for a second. I'm like, you can't just do that.
To play off of that, Shockwave asks if taking a picture is capturing a moment. When we later look at the picture and remember the moment, is that time travel?
No.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the answer.
Oh, that's the answer.
I was
Next
like,
one.
No.
But is it mental time travel?
No,
Are
because
memories
even your
mental time
memories
travel?
are fucked anyway. Even when you think you remember a thing.
What about a picture?
Yeah, you'll remember the picture and you'll remember some things around it, but your memory will never be like 100%. Like
That's bullshit.
unless
I
Oh
hate
yeah,
that.
every time you remember something, doesn't it like
you
change
change it. Yeah, so
That's
like
dumb.
no.
That sounds like a concept for like a horror sci-fi movie.
Guys, I'm sorry. I had a random thought of a horror sci-fi. Have you heard? Okay, I know nothing about this. I saw this commercial last night while I was watching on the CW app. First note, CW, thank you for choosing a lot of commercials this time. I was watching Supergirl.
Oh, there's a variety of commercials.
There's so many. I think
Oh,
what happened was they went to advertising. They're like, look, we have a lot of people watching. Please buy advertisement space. And they did. So next note. There's this movie called Death Day. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the ad
Happy
for
Death
that.
Day.
Happy Death Day.
I actually thought that was really interesting. I'm not gonna go see it. 'cause
I
I
saw
don't
the
see
trailer.
horror movies, but it seemed like a neat concept.
It sounds terrifying.
Wait,
Do you know
what
about
is it?
this?
I have no idea what the concept
like
is.
Groundhog Day, but it's like you die.
Every time.
So every,
God damn it!
So
no,
she goes
so it's Final
crazy.
Destination meets Groundhog Day.
but
and-
it's like every day. Yeah.
And
It's
she has to
fu-
find her killer. But
every day she dies different.
And imagine
like-
being murdered. You would go insane.
And that's the thing. She starts to, like,
starts
you see it
going
in the
crazy.
trailer. She's just
What
like,
a
because
great
it's the
idea.
same routine.
That is a great concept.
Like, and it's her birthday too, so it's like Happy Death Day.
I didn't know that.
That's why, like, in the trailer, like, her roommate gives her a cupcake in the morning. She's like, "Happy birthday," and she's like, "Oh, thanks," and she throws it away because she's like on a diet or something. So, like, she's going
That's
through
the
like
worst.
this routine. So, like, imagine like you're like, "Fuck, I almost died. I'm gonna eat this fucking cupcake." Like,
wow.
Each
It's a
day
good
you know you're gonna
concept.
die.
Hey, that's a great concept. Here's the thing.
I'm
I saw
curious
that,
about
yeah.
it, and I will read the Wikipedia about the plot. I will do that because that's what I do with every horror
No.
movie. I do that with every horror movie if I'm really interested. That's why I went to see Get Out. I spoiled myself completely before I went to see that movie.
That's yeah.
Ugh, I couldn't. I would.
Sarah, she does that when something's too tense, like a Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah.
I can't reveal it here because you haven't seen the episode.
Yeah.
But she just looks it up because she can't stand like
Not.
she has too much anxiety watching.
Same,
you know?
same. Like
Yeah.
if something's too much and I'm like I can't deal, I will just go ahead and read it so that I could have a vision in my head of what it is, and it's usually worse, actually. And then I'll watch the thing and go, it's not that bad.
I don't
Except
know.
for
I
certain
like.
characters in the Game of Thrones where I'm like, oh, you made this worse.
I'm fine being spoiled. Like I'm fine having things be spoiled for me if like somebody's like talking about something, but I won't go look it up. That's like the people. Okay, these people are monsters. The people that open up a book
And
to
read the
read it
last
and read the
chapter?
last page, and I'm like, no. Why would you? That is the author is purposefully like creating a whole thing so when you
Yeah.
get there, it's like. Oh, this is the end, and you've already read it. No,
I've
you're
done that in
you're a
the middle
goddamn
of a book.
monster.
You're a
no,
goddamn
you're a
monster.
goddamn monster.
I've done
That's
it.
not okay.
I've done it in the middle of the book where I'm like, where the heck is this going? Because I'm getting tense and I'm like, well, let me just, and I'll look at the last page and just read the last line and go, okay, and then I'll
What?
go back to it.
Have you ever read a choose your own adventure book, but
Oh,
just
yeah,
in
yeah.
order?
No.
It's a mess.
It's
it doesn't make
What
any
I-
sense.
I love it. It's so fun. Okay, so I was playing Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, which is really fun. And for those that don't know, it's a game where you basically get a package of like cases of Sherlock Holmes. They aren't cases that are like in the books; they're just new cases.
Yeah.
And you open up the first case and you get a newspaper from the from the time that around when the thing happened. But it doesn't have any sort of indication of any. Like it doesn't tell you what you're supposed to be looking at. It's just a normal newspaper.
Yes.
From like the 1800s, and then not an actual one.
No.
And then you basically get your briefing on the case. And you have to go and try and solve it. And it's basically a choose your own adventure, but you have to go and like solve this case in the least amount of steps that you can. And it's fucking awesome.
yeah.
It's like so hard. I've never been.
I was like, this sounds like
I've
a
never
nightmare
had.
game.
I've never had a game be so hard, and it feels so like great. And even when I didn't get it, like, cause I got it right, we got it right who it was, in the first case, but we didn't get the motivation right.
Oh.
And so there's like a bunch of questions and you have to answer all of them, and then you check them against Sherlock and see how well you did, and you never win. So you have to know that you're never gonna win,
Yeah.
and then just enjoy the
It's like
process. Of doing,
life.
but we had like notebooks full of clues and like ideas and tangents, and we would like go check other buildings, and so then you have a map of London and you choose where you're gonna go, and then you open up the case book and you find the code that's on the map of like where you want to go, and you open it up to that code and you read what happens when you get there. And so it's like this choose your own adventure story, but as a game.
Yeah.
And I love choose your own adventure books as a kid, and so it kind of brought back that like awesome like wonder that I had of like I could go anywhere and do anything and choose any of these things, and like but the choices I made led me to different clues, and so so you just have to like try and figure out the mystery, and there's all these red herrings and wrong turns and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, it's really, really good. But after I got done, I just went and read the whole case from beginning to end, just to like read
Just to
all
know.
of the clues that were there, and it was fascinating because they didn't go to like 80% of the places, and there were so many little things here and there that like if I had gone to this place, even though it had
It's like
Yeah.
it's like playing D&D, but like the dungeon master is the book.
yes,
And it was like, well, this is all the options this dungeon master had for you based on like
Right.
what you were gonna do.
yeah, and you get to read all of them. But it's cool because like you really feel like you're solving the mystery, and we had pages and pages of notes, and we had like diagrams of like, okay, these are the people, and here's how they're related, and here's where they were, and here's what they did, and here's like the times that they were there.
Sounds so
It was
stressful.
awesome. It was so fun. Anyway, I'm done with my rant. But yeah, it was really, really fun. It was like
I was-
actually being a detective.
was the person where if I was reading a Choose Your Own Adventure, I would keep my fingers on the previous pages. So
Oh
that if
man,
I
you didn't
went,
want to live on the edge.
Yeah, so if I went and I was just like, oh no, that's the bad ending, because every one of the stories always at least
They
had one
did.
good
Oh
ending.
yeah.
So my whole point was looking for the good ending, because that's the story I wanted to read.
Yeah.
So I would go and I'm like, oh no, that looks like a bad turn. Go back. Okay, and so I hit my hands with like this weird cluttered of like a claw book thing, because I'm like holding on to the pages, so I knew where to go for the nice happy ending where you escape. Thanks, Goosebumps.
Thanks, Goosebumps.
Thanks, Goosebumps.
Thank you, Jack Black.
Those are the only Goosebumps I would read too. The ones where Choose Your Own Adventure. So
Did you ever watch the TV show?
Yeah.
God no, scary.
My favorite one when this kid has a remote. And do you know what this one?
No.
He has a universal remote, and he can do anything with it. So if say you're talking too much, mute. Say you're too quiet,
It's
loud.
like Click.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess so. That's what they do in Click. And then I guess he gets in a bad situation, and he just turns it off, turns the power off, turns the world
So
off.
he kills himself.
So then he's just in a white room, I think, or in a black room, white room. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm okay now. I want to turn life back on. Boop, boop. The batteries are dead. And he's left alone. Second Goosebumps story that I know.
See,
This
why would
woman,
that would fuck me up as a kid.
it fucked me up for a while. I was like, damn, that's deep. I don't know why. I just thought that was crazy.
Yeah, no, it's. Hey, you have to live in the void now.
Yeah.
I remember the one where they were in the castle, and he was going to take a picture. Like they're walking through
Uh-huh.
this castle of like with the torture chambers and stuff, and he like goes to take a picture of the of one of like the
Uh-huh.
night things, and then like in the camera they like make it look like it's the camera that he's taking a picture through.
Yeah.
And you see the knight come at him, and then he drops the camera, and the knight is still like this, like he was gonna attack him.
Uh-huh.
He's like, what is happening? And then the castle starts to come alive, and it's like this whole torture chamber thing. It's fucking
It's
crazy.
one of the, I feel like that's one of the earlier ones, right?
Yeah, it's one of the first ones.
The other one I know is that there was this person who was selling Tupperware containers, but basically she kept her children in Tupperware just to keep them fresh and young. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yes.
And they're like little children. It's like, how long have you been here? We've been here for 80 years.
I tried to push that one out of my head.
I try to forget. And there's another one where like their family were monsters.
I don't need existential
Oh
crises.
yeah, I remember that one.
They were
yeah.
like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It's like, we're all monsters, son.
Yeah.
And then it's like, come on, let's eat people or something.
Yeah, I don't need existential crises when I'm like 10. I had enough. I'm good.
I do find myself watching more things that just like no high stakes, just like enjoyable. You know what I mean?
like,
Yeah,
like
I w-
Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, little Bob's.
You guys, I need to introduce you guys to more slice of life anime where nothing happens, because it's great. It's great. Turn off your brain.
Bob's Burgers is the
television.
only one that I can watch that has like
But
low
that's because
stakes.
Bob's Burgers still has steaks in it.
Yeah.
You
It
need
does.
like
And it has a
steak,
momentum.
It has burgers.
Yes.
It has fries. It has all the things I love.
Cheese.
Cheese. Love me some cheese.
I love cheese.
Puns. It's got
A
plenty.
pun
It's got,
is, it does.
it's got puns. It's got plenty of puns.
It still does that thing that The Simpsons did where every intro is something different.
yeah.
yeah.
And American Dad did that too.
Oh yeah.
Well, for like a season.
You know what's fun? Like I
Then
mean,
they gave
it's
up.
a great
Yeah.
show. I still love it, but I haven't got back up with it because you know what kind of
You-
pushed me off the show? That every episode had a song, and it bothered me. And I was just
Oh.
like, I don't need this every time. Like guys, like calm
It's
down.
not every. It's not every episode.
You know what episode?
it
Every-
was early. It was early, but not
Not
now.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's what put me off of it in the beginning. I was just like, I don't need because it felt so gimmicky. I was like, I don't need
But
this.
the new
could jump-
episode is so fucking cool.
oh,
We
the
all
new
watched it
episode was
together.
great. We
Go
watched it
watch
during
the new
lunch.
one, yeah, because it's really
They
cool.
had all these fan artists do like a little chunk of the episode, so the whole
Yeah.
episode's like just different
bunch of different art styles.
and
It's really
it's
cool.
cool. It's really cool.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say you could with Bob's Burgers, you could really jump in at any moment.
Yeah, you
yeah,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's not.
But I
There
feel like
are
I'd
a
have to
couple
go
of
back.
through lines, like the landlord's brother.
right.
Like you get more info about him if you've watched it all
Yeah.
the way through. But yeah,
But for the most part, it's a pretty
you can
good job.
You can pretty much jump in. It's not
And
serialized.
it stays
really.
pretty consistent, the quality.
Yeah,
I feel.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. It's been on for so long for it to stay that consistent. It's
Yeah.
just great. Okay, what cereal? TK asked, what cereal or snack from your childhood that's no longer being produced do you want to bring back? Anything you can think of?
Anything. Anything.
Bueller.
Bueller.
I've gone back and like had snacks and stuff from when I was a kid and went, oh no, this is garbage.
I know I've had so many things that I had as a kid. Like I used to get those cosmic brownies. Do you know those? Those little Debbie cosmic brownies.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're like the
yeah.
brownies. They have like the big colored sprinkles on them.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I had those during my lunch, like in my lunch. I want to go back and try them, and I went back and tried them, and they were just like not that great.
Damn.
Do you remember
I
it
don't know
was
if they're
like
just worse or if I just
the
have
candy
higher
pop
expectations.
with the powder?
Oh yeah,
Which one?
The dip.
The fun dip?
The dip sticks, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those, like, I recently, like, I remember those are my favorite because the flavor of the stick was such a unique, sugary taste.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the powder, it was just the stick.
You like the stick?
Yeah. The
Whoa.
stick was my favorite.
I like the sugar. I try to.
No, I used to I would, like, eat
I didn't
the
like
sugar
either.
a little bit, but
You like it
it
either?
was like a weird, like, chalky, fruity
Avatar.
flavor that I remember being like, this is it. And then I had it again as an adult, and I was just like, oh.
Oh
it's,
really?
like,
Do you
not-
remember the ones where like it's blue and then when you put it in your mouth it turns green?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
It transformed.
it's pretty cool.
Same with like Pop Rocks. I had Pop Rocks again, and I was just like, okay, I get it.
I want to put Pop Rocks in a burger.
No, for no,
Oh, yeah, bite into a burger. Just get a little.
Get a little
no,
pop.
No,
You need you need a little texture and you need a little pop. You know what I mean? I got great flavor. It's sweet, sour, or not sour. You know what I'm trying to say.
I mean, yeah, you could do sour. Why
Complete
not?
my thoughts.
No.
Teriyaki burger,
Yeah.
sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour pop.
Although the best burger I've ever had was from the Grill Mall truck. I think it was called the. God, what was it called? I don't remember which one it was, but in it was a burger, medium well, with peanut butter and grape jelly on it, with a little bit of sriracha sauce,
Oh.
and it was the best burger I ever had. Ever. The peanut butter and sriracha kind of made it taste like a Thai influenced
Yeah.
burger.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
totally.
Cause like it's not like, and it was like crunchy peanut butter, so it was weird, but the most delicious thing I ever had. I think it was called the D. Snyder. I think because all their burgers were named after, like different rock bands, and their like regular American burger was like the
Oh.
Hannah Montana.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted like just a regular, but they have a brick and mortar store like at that IMAX theater in Pasadena. So they still
yeah.
exist, but they don't exist as a truck, and place is just so far. And they changed it to strawberry jelly instead of grape, which just tastes fine, but the original
Not the
was
same.
You're a grape jelly person?
Yeah, I'm a grape jelly
Ooh,
person.
we're
Speaking
gonna
of
have to
IMAX,
Mind you, though, in my fridge right now is strawberry because sometimes you got to switch it up to
love me some
appreciate the
strawberry.
grape.
Speaking of IMAX,
Mm-hmm.
uh-oh.
What about
I'm
it?
gonna have to zone out.
Well, I think we should do it spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
Yeah, spoiler free.
That's
We
not
need to
as
talk
fun.
about.
Bum.
You know what's funny? I forgot how much I wanted your opinion on it yesterday, and now I'm like, I'm over it.
Okay, then we don't need to talk about it.
I mean, we can. You brought it up. Now people are gonna be like,
I think we need to at least touch on it because we have two different sides. Okay, so this is very cryptic for anybody who doesn't know. I mean, for everybody else listening besides the people that are in this room. I've been holding back talking about the new Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Because I had very different opinions from Star about.
I enjoyed
the
it
movie.
immensely. And then when I asked Spencer about it, he was just like, I'm saving it for the podcast. I'm like,
Yes.
the fuck? Are you serious? And he's just like, no opinions. And then Jeffrey and Jack came in the room and talked about it a little bit. I'm like, oh, and you still kind of held back. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I
I've been
thought you were
holding
giving
back.
some information with that one, but no, it was good.
No, So you enjoyed it a lot.
I thought it was
okay,
great.
Why did you enjoy it? Just so there's a baseline because I'm gonna talk about it, but I want to make sure
Okay.
there's both sides of the
So
coin.
I saw the first Blade Runner, the director final cut,
Yeah.
whatever, like 2 days before.
Yeah,
So like to me, like they're one big movie.
yeah.
And I just enjoyed the themes. I love the pacing. I like that it was really long. I didn't feel like I felt the 2 hours and 45 minutes, but it felt like I'm supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals were really cool. I enjoyed how they brought the future in. I liked all the characters. I did have a critique on needed more black people in general because all the black characters in it were like super minor throwaway characters that didn't really do anything to the story.
Yeah.
And they could have easily made, even though I love her as an actress, the police cop.
Yeah.
They could,
What's Robin Wright?
yeah, they could have made Robin Wright a black woman, and that would have also subverted the whole
Oh,
like
yeah.
slavery thing going on with the robot. Mom,
Mhm.
sorry,
No, it's
like there's
fine.
robots and there's
Yeah. I
people
mean,
controlling robots,
yeah.
clone things.
that's pretty
um,
much. That's pretty much.
That's
Blade
pretty much
Runner,
known, yeah.
Yeah. But like if they had made that a black woman, that would have added like a little extra layer of like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
or any sort of diversity.
Oh Oh yeah, any side of I mean, like I have a whole city full of like it's like half Japanese, kind of like
Yeah.
Japanese influences. Like where are all the Asian people?
I know.
Like there was
Sleeping.
It just needed you needed more people of color in
Just
your movie
sleeping.
about the future, where like it's future and like you could do anything.
Yeah.
You know. So, but I really dug it. I just liked it. I liked how creepy it was. I liked how unsettling everything was. Like even the exploitation of everybody, I felt like
Yeah.
everybody was exploited.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, even I was like, I can't even be too mad about like how they're treating the women in it because they're treating the women like they are literal objects, but even the objects are trying.
But
to,
they are objects, so it was they
So it was-
literally are objects.
Yeah,
so
and like
it's-
the real women weren't treated like
Right.
objects, so it was kind of like I was just like, oh, this is really fascinating to me, and uncomfortable. But I'm like, I'm supposed to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I dug
agree
it.
with most of what you've said.
So then what's the problem?
The problem is it was hot garbage. It was
Oh
hot.
my God.
It was hot, but it was garbage.
What?
Yeah, so it was not great. Here's the thing. It's definitely worth seeing. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth seeing because it is a masterclass in cinematography. The story itself was god awful.
Really?
The story was so bad. Here's the thing. I
It's
watched
so similar
okay,
to the first story, though.
Exactly. That's my problem with
Yeah.
it. So Saturday, we watched the original Blade Runner. We got up, watched the original Blade Runner, and I was like, "Yeah, this story sucks as much as I remember it sucking." But
I see. I
but-
love the story.
but no,
in
the
first one.
the story in the first one is awful. But here's what I took away. Here's why I like the first one, because within that movie, you can feel the filmmakers trying so hard to find the story, and they're grasping, and they have so many cuts that they've done, and you can just feel them like viscerally like clawing at the story, trying to put all of the pieces together, and like working like because the studio's working against them, and like the book that they based it on is not like the story in the movie really at all. I mean, it's similar, but it's not it, and so you can just feel them like trying to make it work, and you feel that passion. You feel that like this story doesn't necessarily work as a story because it's really ambiguous and really like heady and theme based and not
It's
really
very
narrative.
artsy.
It's very artsy, but it never really coalesces.
See,
but-
that's the part I liked.
But it's because they were trying so hard to like get it to work that you feel that passion in there. The problem is in 2049 that the story's the same in that it never coalesces, but it acts like it's going to, and the passion behind trying to make the like struggle to make that story work is not there. It is a script that was designed to be shot the way that it was shot, and it was shot, and the director intended it for it to be that way, and the story sucked. The story did
But
not.
I completely disagree.
The story was god
I
awful.
think
It was
I
one of the
love that
worst.
it's like weird and artsy, and half the shit doesn't make sense. Like everything that a normal movie where
But
you're
okay,
like,
but here's the thing: is like when he
it's
went to
just- it's good.
locations. When he went to locations, you had no idea why he was there, or what he was doing, or what until like halfway through the scene. So there's no emotional track for you to be on with the character, and so you spent half the movie just trying to figure out what the fuck the character was doing. And
I
you
like
were
that
never,
lost feeling though. I
But
felt like
you-
that
but-
was intentional.
right.
Like you're supposed to be as
But if
lost
you're-
as this guy who's like looking for the answers to like everything.
But
essentially.
if you're talking about a movie, like a movie, a
Mm-hmm.
story.
you like all of your boxes.
It-
You like your boxes,
No,
man.
here's the thing: is Arrival. Arrival did this
didn't see
same.
Arrival.
Okay, so Arrival's fucking amazing. You have to see Arrival. Arrival did this same thing. Same director did the same thing. Where 3/4 of the way through the movie, I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" In a very very similar way to Blade Runner, right? Like at about the 3/4 mark, I was like, I have no idea. Like, I know what's happening, but like, there was so much ambiguous, weird shit that was going on, and so many like moving pieces and things. And then in Arrival, you get to like the last 20 minutes, and it fucking all makes sense.
Click, click, click,
and
click, click,
everything
click,
goes
click.
and everything clicks together, and everything that you've seen, everything that happened, it all suddenly makes sense. And you're like, fuck, this is masterful. This is a master storyteller working, leading you along, making you think you're lost, making you feel like you don't know what's happening, and that you're just on this journey, and that you're lost with the characters, and the characters don't know what's happening. And then it reaches the moment where everything should click, and it clicks, and it's beautiful, and everything works, and you're like,
But that's
that
not what
2
Blade
hours-
Runner is, though.
But it should be, because that will make, because here's the thing, you could still do that 2 hour and 45-minute movie, make it feel ambiguous like that, make it feel like it's like it's ethereal and it's thematic and it's artsy, and then in the last 20 minutes make everything click, and that is the difference between a good movie and a great movie, and that is the reason why I think Blade Runner, the first one, didn't do that well originally, because it was not about the story. It was a visual movie.
Yeah.
It's all about the visuals. But the book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, does that. It has a closing. And so I think that the book, that when I read the book, because I read the book first.
See, I didn't read the books either. I'm
and
just taking it
has
as like
this-
what's
but
presented.
But it's this story, right? And it's all about the story of Deckard, and it's like this beautiful tale of this android who is hunting the people that he belongs to. And so
But in the movies, that's way more ambiguous.
right. And so what I'm saying is the movies don't do story well. The movie, and it's the same writer. If you're just looking for theme, if you're just looking for visuals, if you're just looking to have like this kind of lost, ethereal, artsy experience, absolutely go see it, and it's perfect for that.
See,
if
I
you're looking
like-
for a story that
I like
clicks,
how see, that's the thing.
It doesn't-
I like that the story doesn't click. I
ugh,
feel
it
like
hurts.
if it doesn't click,
But it tried to click. That's the problem.
not really.
Yeah.
It clicked on little parts. It's like a puzzle that you're trying to fit together. So some of the things are going to go together, but most of it's going to be this jumbled mess because everything in this world is this jumbled mess that like everyone's trying to figure out. So I love that like there's like hanging threads. There's little things here that don't make sense, and you're just like I don't know what I'm supposed because
But
that's.
there are ways, like Arrival did that, and there are ways to do that where you leave Inception.
But
did
then
that.
it wouldn't have felt like the first Blade Runner either.
It didn't. But only needed to feel like the first Blade Runner for the first half of the movie.
No, I would have like
If everything clicked
if it
into
would have
place-
came together at the end and gave me like a movie that what felt like a modern movie where everything comes together, I would have left the movie like, oh, I guess they modernized it. I wouldn't have been as happy
But
with
see,
it or as
I left the
excited.
movie going, I have no idea what I just watched, and I fucking hate it. So
But that's the feeling you had with the first Blade Runner.
I know, but the first Blade Runner.
So it matched. It worked.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna make a movie, and that movie doesn't work because the story doesn't work, and they know the story didn't work. They've talked about the story not working. Ridley Scott was never happy with any of it because it wasn't the story he wanted to tell, and he was mad that it was so open ended, and it just didn't click, and they knew it didn't click, and they worked so hard to try and make it click that when you go to make a second movie, don't include the mistakes from the first
But
movie.
what if the mistakes were the things that everyone enjoyed?
But they aren't. At least not for me. I didn't enjoy them. I thought that Blade Runner could have been an amazing movie that got lost in the studio process and was this kind of like it introduced this whole new style of like art and into cinema, and it like a new wave of this art into cinema of sci-fi, and then the second movie didn't do anything to try and improve it. It just said, we're going to take, except for the cinematography was amazing, and it blew me out of the water. But, like, you fix your mistakes. You fix your mistakes because you can make a movie that feels... Like, if Arrival had been Blade Runner in the way that it clicked, it would have been... And it explained both movies, and it made the whole thing feel like it made sense suddenly. That is so much more satisfying for the audience than if you just leave everything open-ended. Like the person that ended up being really important was a character that was a tool for the rest. There was a
Because it
5
wasn't
minute
that character's story.
right. So why? But as a storyteller, that if you're talking about life, if you're taking it as like, oh, this is what life would be like, then that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're telling a story,
That's the whole movie. That's the movie. It's like what
But-
your life would be like as like this awful robot man.
But lives are not stories, right? And the reason why stories work is because we as a culture have expectations for what those stories are, and when they break them in small ways, sometimes it's really cool. But when it breaks them in a way that makes the story less satisfying and make less sense, then it's not forwarding that art form necessarily. Because I don't want to see movies that are like Blade Runner. I don't.
See, I
think if movies were more like 2049,
I love when a movie I love structure as much as anything because sometimes I want to know what I'm going to go see. But every once in a while, if you get me out of that bubble and I'm still entertained, and it's just like I don't know where this is going, I don't care where this is going, it doesn't have to make sense. I'm just like along for this ride that you're giving me, I could appreciate that and be like, that was satisfying, even though I don't know what happened.
Right. So my
like,
criticism
that's why
is
I like slice of life stuff where there's literally no plot. It's just this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, this feels soothing and this is enjoyable for me. And maybe you'll give me an emotional arc here and there, but nothing in depth, nothing intense. And I'm just like, this is it.
But
This
you
is
can
great.
critique like I thought the movie the like I
Luis
said,
is
the
just
visuals are really
like,
good.
No, this is great.
I'm
But
taking it all in.
I really want to. Yeah,
But for me,
I gotta watch the first one.
I want to critique. Yeah, I want to critique the movie as a movie, and as a and like I can critique the story and still say that like all of those things were great. But I'm gonna critique the story as a story.
Yeah.
And critiquing the story as a story, the story was awful. The story did not do what a story is supposed to do. And
That's what I love about it.
you can like it, but it's just not. There are ways to do stories like that work. There are ways to do stories where things don't always make sense. And a lot of Christopher Nolan stuff, like Inception, still has so many open-ended questions. And like I keep going back to Arrival. Arrival still has some open-ended questions. They close a lot of it. But I mean, you go to pretty much any Nolan thing, and there's still some questions that are laid that aren't answered, and you can do it in a really artsy and really engaging way. But when I walk out of a theater and I go, well, okay, I guess I guess that's like, okay, I thought when it ended, and you know the part where it ends, I'm not going to say what happens, but I would have been fine if the movie was 3 hours, if we got if we got some sort of like close, and it didn't.
See,
It didn't ever like
I think you know what
do anything.
I think for me, like
the movie went.
the movie was just because it was so long, you were able to like sit in the feelings of what was going on, and even with the slow pace and all that stuff, I think
I
for
love
me,
the slow pace, but it needs to pay off at the end.
I think for me, the movie was just, it's literally the ride of like what you're feeling, what you're seeing, like all that to me was, it's like a sensory experience. So like I'm watching it for this like whole sensory, like the visuals, the feelings I get when certain things happen, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And so by the end of it, like I kind of already was like exhausted from the whole journey, that I'm kind of like, oh, okay, this is fine. Like I don't need to know, like I'm good. Because I think like almost any other like resolution, I'd have been like, I don't need that right now. I'm like, I just to me, the emotional journey of going through it was the story, more so than the actual story.
But it just kind of went like, first of all, the setup and payoff didn't work because the way that setup and payoff are the key, are the fundamentals of storytelling.
This is also why Spencer's writing Ruby, because I like all this vague shit, and just let's play around with this world.
I'm fine if it's
Let's
vague.
just hang out over here for a little bit, and he's just like, where's the payoff for this thing? And I'm like,
where's the setup? Where's the
I
payoff?
don't know.
because that's what drives stories. And so when you have a setup and a payoff where they set one thing up and you think it's going to be one thing, and then they just kind of go, and the movie at the end, literally the movie at the end, my feeling was like, okay,
because that's what the first one does.
I know, and that's a mistake.
No,
the first one shouldn't do that.
That's so great. I love that it did it. I was just
but
like,
the first one still had closure. It still had an ending.
Which version did you see again?
The final one, where he gets in the elevator.
Okay.
That one still has closure. You know what's
Is
happening.
that the director one?
Yeah,
It's
like
the final, whatever the final cut is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end, you know what's happening. You know why things happen the way they do, even though they're vague. I thought the story in the first Blade Runner was almost better than the second one, because you felt them trying to make the story, and it had beats. And this one just felt like we meandered, and then the movie ended.
I gotta see this movie.
Yeah, you do. Luis, we need your
Anyway,
opinion on it.
we should-
Luis
yeah.
needs to be the final word on this. Luis needs to watch both of the movies.
And
then say his opinion, and then he picks the side.
No,
Then
here's the
he-
thing.
Luis will pick who wins.
Nobody wins, because we're all allowed to have valid
I'm
opinions.
just saying, for the sake
That's true.
of the We Stay Late podcast and the Slack and everything. I mean, mind you, they're going to chime in too, which they can. Obviously, you guys decide who wins. But like me or Spencer, did you enjoy it, or did you think it was hot garbage?
I thought it was hot. But very specifically,
But
I thought
Luis
it was
will be the
hot,
final decision.
But I thought it was garbage.
Luis
but
will
I
be
thought it
the
was
final
hot.
decision on whether or not the Blade
No,
Runner
because
movies
Luis
are
gets
good.
his own third opinion.
I got my own little 30. We'll see what happens. I mean, I mean, these are two different camps of thought.
Yeah.
And
What I think it's just that I love story and I want to go to a movie and have a story told to me because that's
Spencer
what I love.
likes things to
I
fit in
really
a
do
box.
feel like I'm the middle person.
No, I'm fine if it's
No.
I'm fine if it
I'm
I'm
just
fine if
fucking
it like
with
if it grows out of there, but like there's a reason why structure is structure. And
Yeah.
and I would get so like even in college, it was awful. But like even in college, people would come in with scripts and they'd be like, they would read the script and then it would not do anything, and they would be like, well, it's artsy and like it doesn't need to do anything. And I'm like, are you making an experimental film or are you making a film that's designed for audiences to watch it? Because if you're making a film that's designed for a mass audience to watch it, then what the fuck are you? Why is nothing happening? Like there is nothing happening.
Right.
There's nothing happening. If there's nothing happening, then what? Then what do you?
See,
Then you're making an experimental film, and that's almost what Blade Runner was. And if it advertised itself as an experimental film, and it was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this is an
Okay,
experience,"
Spencer, it's an experimental film.
awesome. I love it.
I win.
this is yeah, I gotta watch this movie.
Yeah, but
It's super. Like I mean, you kind of got to know. It's
I'll
an
tell you two
experimental
things.
film.
I know. But I think that the movie itself could have been so fucking awesome if it closed the way Arrival closed and just made
But
both.
Arrival already exists, man.
No. But I'm talking about the mechanics. I'm not talking about the plot. I'm talking about the way that you tell the story and the way that the story is told. Where at the end they make, if they could make the first movie and the second movie all click, which there are ways to do it because they do it in the book, make all of those things click together at the end. That would be a beautiful thing, and I would love it. And that 2 hours and 45 minutes would have been absolutely worth it. And I would have loved sitting through 2 hours and 35 minutes to get 10 minutes of like, here is like the clicking, and it just didn't happen. So anyway.
Two thoughts. Completely. I'm sorry. I have a lozenge in my mouth because I started coughing. Put that away in this little cup.
Put a little fetus over there. Ooh.
Completely separate thoughts. One, cinematography of that movie
Yeah.
is someone by the name of Roger Deakins. And if you look at his IMDb, this man is the Leonardo DiCaprio of cinematography.
Yeah.
Like
he's unreal.
he hasn't been
beautiful movie.
a lot of nominations, hasn't won an Academy yet, which is crazy. Go look at his movies, you're gonna be like, God damn, those are beautiful movies.
he's gotta
Blade
win
Runner
one for
should
this one,
win
right?
Cine.
Yeah.
Like should win the Academy
I mean,
Award
and
for
him
cinematography.
and I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve?
Those two have a partnership already. They did movies like they did Sicario.
Yeah.
And it's funny how you're talking about being lost because I just realized that he loves to do movies where characters are lost.
Yep, he does.
Like Prisoners.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't know where his child is, who
Yep.
took it, what happened. Sicario, she's jumped in the situation and she doesn't know what's going on. She's trying to get a grasp of it.
Arrival.
Arrival. She's also trying to understand what's going
yeah,
on. She
she's
feels lost.
because she keeps getting like these flashes and stuff.
Yeah, and I just think that's interesting when you find like a common thread or like something that really
Yeah.
interests that director,
Uh-huh.
and he's approaching it in different genres,
Yeah.
which is
it's
like,
really fucking cool.
really amazing. And I think Christopher Nolan does the same thing, and his thing, I think, is the truth
Yeah.
and how
finding what that. Yeah.
finding what the truth is. And sometimes, if you know true facts can also be deceiving because you don't have context of the situation, so you kind of have to look underneath it. So yeah, I just realized as you
Yeah,
guys were
it's
talking about, I was
cool.
like, oh damn, he loves putting characters
Lost.
in a lost situation,
Yeah.
and they have to find it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when are you gonna watch these movies, Luis?
Well, I don't know, this week.
You have the
This week,
movie
this
pass.
weekend.
We
I
both
have a
have
movie
movie
pass,
pass.
yeah.
Oh, if you don't have movie pass, go get movie pass. It's $10 a month.
I don't have movie pass
And you
because I
can
go to the ArcLight.
Oh, yeah. I used to go to the ArcLight, and then I got movie pass, and I get to go see all the movies I want for $10 a month. And so I said, screw
That's
the ArcLight.
crazy and amazing.
So I went and saw the ticket was $13, and I paid $10 a month, and I've already paid it off.
Yeah, one movie and you pay it off.
Less than one movie.
I've already, speaking of which, I already bought my Star Wars tickets.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
I need
yes,
to buy
right,
my
he
Star Wars
did.
tickets. Okay, did you watch the trailer?
No, I did.
Did you
No.
watch the trailer? I
No.
didn't watch it either. Okay, we have
Good.
nothing to talk about.
No,
Good.
no, we're not.
Sorry,
They
we're not
told
talking
you,
about it.
the director and Mark Hamill told you not
Yeah,
to
Mark.
watch it.
As soon as Mark Hamill said, "Don't watch the trailer," I was like, "Well, okay, I'm gonna listen to Luke."
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
I'm excited because the director of this one directed Breaking Bad.
I'm just hoping
But I
that
keep seeing pictures. People are posting like screenshots.
I'm
of
just
it.
hoping
What a
that,
bunch of ass.
that they don't. What a bunch of
Balls.
ass. I'm just hoping they don't play it before a movie I go to see.
You know what I do is I just I kind of
Just
look down.
And as long as you don't
no,
see
I'm
it,
gonna be that bad. I'm gonna if they play it in the movie, I'm gonna watch it because
Nah,
the sounds alone, I'm gonna be like, but I'm here.
I can't. I don't know. Except for Happy Death Day. That one sold me. That sold me. I was
But
like,
that
maybe
you
I should
needed-
get back
yeah.
and watching trailers.
Yeah.
Because that really, I'm going to watch that movie.
Pacific Rim 2?
you going
Did
to
you
watch
like the trailer?
I'll watch that trailer. I'll tell you that.
I watched that trailer. I enjoyed that trailer. I'm pumped. I'm just very
Wait,
excited.
there is one already
There's
out?
a trailer for it.
The full
Oh.
trailer's out.
I didn't know.
In front of Blade Runner, they played it.
And I was, I'm super excited. It's gonna be bad good, and I'm
Yeah, the
so
trailer
pumped.
looks like a Transformers movie.
Nice.
So
but
I'm
like
worried.
better, like you
But I
could
think
actually
I
see
know-
what's what's going on.
But I think that it knows what it is, where Transformers didn't know what it
it's
was.
like it's essentially
it's anime.
Yeah, it's anime. It's Power Rangers.
Yeah.
but with monster movies, and I'm just like, yes, please give me all of this.
It knows what it is, and that's what's important because it knows that it's supposed to be
That's
cheesy.
that.
and
I'm
knows-
fine.
yeah.
As long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, as long as you know that it's cheesy and
Right.
and funny. But
Cheesy
Michael Bay,
speeches and everything. I was
Yeah.
just like, more,
but
more.
the Michael Bay Transformers thing where it's like it's gonna be gritty and serious, and you're like, what the fuck are you? This is about fighting robots from space.
Yeah.
with King Arthur.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
King
the last,
Arthur?
The last
I haven't
night.
seen it, but like, yeah, King
had
Arthur's
King
the
Arthur.
last one.
What a. Oh my God.
What a bunch of baloney.
Yeah. What a. Yeah. That's it.
What a bunch of.
What's the next question?
I don't know.
Isn't there one about bugs?
Bugs.
Yeah. Just like what kind of bug do you want to be?
Oh, I haven't read that one yet. We have if
Oh,
you
yeah,
had
there is one.
if you had to
Spoiler
delete
alert.
every social media app off your phone except for
We
one,
answered this one.
what would that be?
I don't
Oh,
remember answering this one.
We
You-
thought we answered this
Maybe
You
one.
said you wanted to read this one out loud when it came in.
Oh.
And then you were like, I have an answer for it, but I was like, you can't talk about it until the podcast.
Oh, I must have mentally went through the whole argument in my head and forgot. Just like,
Which
that's
one?
what happens with these questions. I go, oh, answer, never have to answer that ever again. Which social media would I'd probably keep Instagram or Twitter. Instagram, but Instagram more likely than Twitter.
If I had to keep only one,
Only one.
gun in my head,
Gun to your head.
I'd probably Facebook.
Yeah.
I the only reason I say Facebook because as like it's just it has everything.
Yeah.
You have a post, you have your pictures. Yeah, there we go.
I say Instagram because that's where most of my friends post now. They don't really post on Facebook anymore.
Right,
So
I
it's
see
just
that.
like, oh, I actually get to see what's going on and like art stuff. Although I
Yeah.
would miss Twitter for like the mental strife / like escape that it gives me at the same time. So, but if I had to give one up,
I'll tell you what. You post a picture and you put a caption. I ain't reading that caption. I'm looking at the picture and moving on.
Yep.
yeah,
But
I think I would keep Instagram too. I think that part of me wants to keep Facebook only because I feel like it is like a good way to if you have people that you are trying to like stay in contact with.
yeah,
I feel like that's the you can just add people on there and then you can get back in touch with them very easily. Where Instagram feels more like it's not designed for that necessarily.
yeah.
But I think there's also something to like the fact that people are posting photos of themselves and their lives on Instagram, where I feel like I keep up more with what people are doing in their lives because of Instagram
Uh-huh.
more than Facebook, because I'm not really on Facebook very much.
yeah, I don't.
And
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
I'm not.
Facebook
And so-
is just a
yeah.
tool to log into other sites for me.
oh yeah, that's true. It
I'm
is.
afraid to do that. I only use
I don't want
Gmail.
it to post on my fucking
See,
wall.
Gmail scares me more to do that.
I know.
That's funny
You gotta
how that
pick
is.
your.
Pick your poison.
Do we
Pick
all
a
use
poison.
Gmail? Are we all Gmail?
Yeah.
Like, like your choice? Gun to your head? Gmail?
Gun in my head, Gmail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Gmail.
think so too. I used to have Yahoo, and I was like, screw Yahoo. you
My mom still uses AOL.
guys ever use Hotmail?
Yes, as a kid.
No.
As a
Did you
little.
ever use Roadrunner?
Yes.
Okay.
I abandoned that one
Yeah.
real quick.
I was an AOL to Gmail, and that was it.
I remember-
AIM died.
Yeah, I know.
Rest in peace. Pouring out.
Pouring out for AIM. That was my go-to social media as a youngster.
I met a little girl over there. Oh, okay, hold on. God damn
What?
it. Wait a second.
What?
I was also a little boy. Because you could do random chats, you know what I mean? And you can get into like random groups and you start talking and you start meeting new people.
AOL Instant Messenger is the way I got Adobe Premiere 4.1 through like having to like just from chatting because somebody made a Sailor Moon music video and I was
Uh-huh.
like, how did you do that? And I messaged them
Oh.
and they're like, oh, I have this program. And I was like, oh, I don't have that. They're like, I'll send it to you. And through AIM, mind you, I had to tell my mom, do not pick up the phone for like several hours.
Oh, yeah.
and I got my first Adobe program illegally through AIM because they didn't have like blockers
I'll tell you
and
what,
stuff back
Slack
in the
is
day.
the new AIM.
Slack
Yeah.
is the new AM, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Don't
know,
use it for business.
Hey, if you haven't joined our Slack,
Join the motherfucking Slack.
go on Twitter.
pick
Let
up
me
the
tell you,
Slack.
this is what
and
we're
then-
doing over there at Slack. I don't know if you guys know about this.
I don't know. What is it?
We are having a Slack bake-off.
Oh, I saw like rumors of that.
My ears.
That was great
The
timing.
machine did not like that. Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw like a little post on it. It's like, I was like, y'all are going all out. on
Oh,
this bake-off.
I'm gonna edit a video. I told them record the video of them making the baking stuff, and I'll make a compilation video.
Okay, well, here's my concern with the
I'll
bake-off.
compile it
This is
and
this
show
is
it
where I'll
off.
get interested in the bake-off. Are you participating in the
I
bake-off?
think so. I think I'm gonna participate.
How often are you participating? Are you how many baked treats
I'm just gonna bake
should
one
be-
thing.
Oh,
What,
Just
you want to
one.
bake a lot?
I want you to bake a lot of things.
I need to
you
bake
started you started off when
I
we started
did.
working here. He was a baking fiend,
Fiend.
because
That's
he
I
brought
was
in,
watching the
describe you.
Great British
he
Baking Show.
brought in some banana bread that was delicious. And
Yes.
and like your was it your croissants
Yeah,
that
my
were like
infamous
okay,
croissants.
but they were
Infamous
delicious. And I was expecting, I was like, Luis is gonna start bringing in
know.
treats, and then you stopped, and I was sad.
Life is tough.
Bring in more baked goods. All the baked goods. I'll send you recipes I see on Tasty.
You did. There was one
The
thing you
banana
said.
bread with the cheesecake in
Yeah.
it, which was delicious. And I'm like, oh, I need to send Luis more baked
yeah.
goods because he'll make them.
I think that's actually a great idea. You
Just-
send me a baked good and I'll make it.
Okay, deal.
Probably, maybe Sunday.
Okay. All right, cool. So I have the rest of the week to find like a good tasty recipe.
Yeah.
Although I kind of just want the banana bread again.
No.
It was so good. I have bananas in my house right now that are starting to go bad, and like,
Those will be good.
I don't know how to make banana bread.
It's pretty easy.
I've heard. but I'm
Actually,
like,
wait.
"Ugh."
Did I make it? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you
make it,
did. I had mochi. I got mochi from Little Tokyo.
I still haven't had mochi.
Oh man, I'm gonna bring some in tomorrow, and
Okay.
you're gonna try it.
Perfecto.
It's so good.
I
It's
enjoyed the taste
so
of it. The
good.
texture's like always touch and go for
Oh
me.
no, I love the texture. Everything about it.
It's just like floury, but not.
If you haven't
it's
looked
weird.
up how they make mochi, by
Mm-mm.
the way, mochi is like a
The
for those who
smashing
don't
with
know.
the hammers.
Yeah,
If you go to Little Tokyo on New Year's
Mhm.
in LA, because it's a great like Japanese festival, they have mochi making areas, and you get to stand in the line and go sit there and then smash the mochi and like make.
So
I want to
they
dress up
basically
a
take-
store and do it.
they
It's
basically
super fun.
take They basically take rice and just smash it until it's
until it's like a weird
pure.
paste.
it's
Whoa.
so good.
It's a weird paste. They add like I
unreal.
think like something to it, and
should
then
put
they
anger
like and
management
then they
with it.
roll it with like a little bit of flour, so you could like hold it and it's not
Yeah.
sticky.
So yeah,
And it's I like it with the ice cream, the mochi ice cream, because
Yeah, the
that
ice
with the
cream's
ice
really
cream in
good.
the middle.
I just like the straight. I just have mochi like they look like little grubs
Think
or
of just
caterpillars.
eating like balls of like
Dough.
unbaked flour. Like,
No,
that's
that
kinda
is
what
not what it is.
It's,
not in
it's a
any
little
way.
bit like that, but a little bit more smooth.
It's a little bit like eating just little balls of gelatin.
Okay.
But
like-
think flour.
A little mix of those two together.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the flour.
You got to just bring it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it in.
Okay.
You're gonna have some. But it's when they make it, there's usually, at least in the thing that I was watching, I think it's Great Big Story. It's like they did a thing on it. Go Google it. It's amazing. But there's these two guys, and they make it together, and they're a team because basically what they do is they yell. As
What?
they yell. So like one of them will flip the mochi over
Uh-huh.
and they'll like flip it. They'll like grab it and flip it, and the other one will come down with a hammer and like a mallet
Right.
and slam it to
Squish it.
squish it. But they have to yell to time.
Huh, ha, huh.
So it'd be like, okay, you're not gonna do it.
Okay.
Let's turn the mics away so we don't fuss. Okay, so they go. So I'm gonna throw. He goes. Ha! We slam it. So they do that so that they know when not to hit each other.
That's pretty good.
And we did a terrible job of it this time. But we would have slammed hands very
I
easily.
was like, you guys would have broken fingers.
But they do it so that they're able to more easily.
That's pretty
time.
good.
Yeah, and it's crazy, and they just go, ha, 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 and it sounds like they're having a seizure, and
That's
then
amazing.
but it's pretty cool. Okay, somebody asked a question a long time ago, and we never got to it, and I want to get to it because I love Pokemon. Joe Talat,
I
Talat?
don't know.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Joe. Playing Pokemon Yellow again. This was back in August, so
That was
I don't
my
know if
first
you're still
Pokemon
playing
game.
Pokemon, but we're gonna answer it anyways. Out of the 151 Pokemon, who should I add to my team?
Well, okay.
So it's the originals. Original 151. Who do you add to your team?
So my my old school team, because I needed all the Eevees I could get. So I had a regular Eevee, I had my Vaporeon, my Jolteon, my Flareon, and then I usually just had whatever that first bird I caught from the very beginnings,
Hero.
because you know
Pidgey.
it's like their first one.
Pidgey.
Yeah, I think it was a Pidgey. Like, and by the time it's like upgraded to like its ultimate
It's still
thing,
worthless.
and it's like my boy, because it's the one you
Pidgeot?
first. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
your
your first
Pidgeot.
one that you get. I'm
Yep.
like, you're gonna be my like you're a ride or die.
yeah.
And then like whatever one, it's usually probably like some. I would fill in with like a rock type. It would be my like person I would switch out all the time. So it's like if I'm going to go battle whatever gym, it'd be like, okay, that's the one for sure. That's like the opposite.
Right.
My filler.
This is tough.
It was so simple back then.
I always liked
I know,
the
so simple.
Alakazam and
Oh, Abra.
Abra. Those things are
Yeah,
so cool
They're
to me.
so elusive.
I don't. Yeah, they are. I don't know how powerful they are, and I don't know their matchups very well. I always think Onyx is really cool, but he's
Onyx
really
was
weak
cool.
to
Yeah,
water,
He's really weak
and
to
so
water.
that kind of sucks. I don't know. I guess I like.
Did you have your Magikarp?
Oh, the Gyarados.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would
I
you
mean
try
that's
to
always
level
worth
that
it.
sucker
Yes. I mean that's worth it.
I
It's
went through
worth the
that.
fight.
I went through that phase too, where it's like I'm fucking. This guy's going in every battle.
Ooh,
You're
Ditto?
gonna splash around.
Ditto was
Ditto.
cool.
I don't know why I had a fascination with Poliwhirl. I just think he looked
Poliwag and
cute.
Poliwhirl, yeah.
That little Poliwhirl.
Poliwhirl. I don't think he's in the original.
I
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Is he?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Poliwhirl.
I liked Magmar
Yeah,
Magmar.
Magmar.
and like Rhyhorn.
Rhyhorn.
I don't know why. I really like those. And then yeah, the Alakazam.
Those are really
yeah,
cool.
those were really fucking cool. I think just because visually they're
Oh,
really
you know
cool.
what? I think I would fill in with the Clefairy. I think that was
Oh,
always
yeah,
my
Oh,
Clefairy's
those
a
are
good
nice.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they could put people to sleep, and that was always really useful.
Snorlax. I mean, that's like always a go-to,
Snor-
right?
Yeah.
Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
put people to sleep. What was the other one that I would always run into? I'm looking at them really. Oh, Porygon was always such a weird Pokemon.
Porygon's
name.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
Was
because
that
it was
like
like
a weird bird?
it was the one that looks like a robot.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, what?
What
how
the
does this
fuck
fit?
Hey,
is
did you hear about
this?
that? The episode that they couldn't show because it gave seizures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because the
The
Porygon.
flashing.
Yeah. I watched it. I was like, I want to watch, but I'm afraid I might get a seizure.
I watch. It's just like flashing lights and stuff. But I've become so like more conscious of flashing lights and everything now because I have a friend who like she gets seizures from that. So now every piece of content, like movies, old school anime, like there's so much flashing in every movie that it's just like it makes me mad now. Where I'm like, my friend can't see this. Like it
Yeah.
just makes me upset. I'm like, you guys don't need because you don't need it.
No, they just needed to like flash it up.
Yeah, I was just like, oh.
Kabutops was my other.
Oh, that is kind of
He
cool.
is
Those
such
are
a
the
fucking
fossil
cool-
ones.
Yeah, where he's like.
Once
has
you
the
go
sides.
deep past like 30s and 50s,
Yeah.
you start going into the weird lands,
Yeah.
like fossil
And
and
Pinsir, yeah, Pinsir. Remember Pinsir? He
Yeah.
had like the mouth that had, yeah. But okay, controversial.
Mm-hmm.
I like Raichu more than I like Pikachu.
That's fine.
Raichu's fucking cool.
He's kind of cool.
I evolved my Pikachu to a Raichu.
Oh,
I was
he's
just like,
so cool.
Because I
Hold on,
wanted
let me
to
just pull
collect
a
them
picture.
all. And I was like, I'm not that attached to Pikachu.
Okay, look at fucking Raichu.
Yeah, he's kind of dope.
He's really fucking cool.
Yeah, he's cool. I like the
Oh,
baby
he's
one,
awesome.
though. The what you call it later
Oh
on.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
Sandslash too.
Sandslash, yeah. Sandslash
He's a
was very
grab guy.
useful though.
What-
And then what was up with Nidorino and Nidorina?
They had genders.
I know. Why didn't the others have genders?
Because they're weird blob creatures.
Like Ditto?
Well, no, I think the thing is that
Like
their
Muck?
genders actually made them look different.
Diglets.
I think all the other Pokemon...
Yeah, I was gonna say because they did have
they
genders.
did have genders, but they just didn't have different appearances.
Oh, Psyduck.
Psyduck. I'm just looking at them now.
Yeah. No, there were some fun ones, and then they got real weird. Like the weirdest Pokemon that.
Oh, Ponyta!
Oh, Slowpoke. A Ponyta.
Ponyta!
I'm gonna look up the weirdest ones right now.
Farfetch. Get
If
out of
I
here,
couldn't be like a
Oh, the
evolution one, I'd
ghosts!
have like all the fire
Oh
ones.
yeah, Gengar. And
Gengar. Ghastly.
I hated those.
Ghastly. You hate it? Look at this little
I
creeper.
didn't like them.
Oh, who was the one? Oh my god, I love. Yeah, once you start going down like Drowsy,
Yeah, Drowsy's cool.
and what was the one? Coughing.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
He looked so happy, and then he turned into Wheezing.
Yeah.
and he was so
And
sad.
they self-destruct and die.
yeah, I like coughing. coughing, and he was so happy. In fact, I changed my hard drive icon because it just looks like a folder, and I changed it to a happy coughing. He's just so happy.
I like the Wobbuffet, but that's later.
Oh yeah, that is
Wobbuffet.
later.
Wobbuffet.
So I just pulled up a list of 20 Pokemon
Cubone.
that are really dumb, and there's one called Kryganol, and it looks like a snowflake.
Isn't there one else that's also an ice cream cone?
I'm sure
Like
we'll get
straight
to
up
it.
an ice cream cone?
Litwick is literally just a candle.
Litwick?
Litwick.
These are just so. I love the 150.
Lampent is literally just a lamp.
Isn't there one Kizo who's a key?
Probably. Chandelure, and Chandelure is just a chandelier.
See, come on, they're getting a little lazy.
There's one called Clink. What do you think that is? It's a bunch of gears. There's one called Clang. What do you think that is?
I want somebody
Gears,
to
part
two.
explain
Gears, yeah.
the science of
There's-
Pokemon.
there's
Like,
one called-
what-
Kling Clang. What do you think that is?
The third
the
iteration.
racist one. I was gonna say the racist one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, explain the science of it. Yeah. Oh, vanillite, and that's ice cream.
What?
And
Yeah,
then
there's one that-
vanillish, and that's
there's one
ice
that's
cream. But
straight
this
up ice
time,
cream.
it has a cone.
Oh.
It doesn't. Okay, no. Here's the difference between
oh.
the two. Okay, vanillite has a sugar. Has the what are they called? The cones that are
Sugar
like.
cone?
They're not. They're like the plastic. They're almost like styrofoam. The ones you
Yes.
get in the
Yeah,
store.
those are
Yeah.
sugar. They're like sugar
So,
cups.
vanillite has that one. Vanillish has the pointy cone.
I don't like
has a
those.
waffle cone.
You don't like waffle cones?
I do not like waffle
You don't
cones.
Get
like
out.
I
waffle
like
cones? What the fuck, man?
I love that first cup, the little one. I don't want the waffle cone. It's too hard. It's too thick. It's got too much flavor. I like that crunchy, soft pastry,
You know-
good texture.
You know, Luis,
little
this is where
thing.
you're like just absolutely wrong. Right?
I know, and it costs more for the waffle cone.
Yeah, it
I don't
does.
want it. Give me that one, and it's a nice bite at the end. You're at that square,
Yep.
and then
And you
all the
just like
vanilla
the-
sits in it, and you just eat the whole thing.
I see the
God
appeal.
damn, I love it.
I see the appeal.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I've
Waffle-
gotten those every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'll treat myself at the grocery store and go, I'm gonna get some cones, and I don't get the waffle cones because waffle cones are for the treat when you
Yeah,
get that
waffle
high
cones are
quality
for like Cold
ice cream.
Stone.
Yeah, your salt and straws.
Yeah, salt and
Too-
straws.
Your
too thick.
Disneyland, your
McConnell's.
Disneyland ice creams. You get that waffle cone.
Vanillish is the one with the pointy cone. Vanillux,
Is it a sundae?
2 cones.
2 cones.
Sorry, 3 cones, 2 scoops.
Oh.
There's a main cone. Then there's 2 scoops sitting side by side. One has open eyes. One has happy closed
Wonder
eyes.
if Pokemon
There
just
was
starts
that
eating it.
racist one that they ended
Jinx?
up making purple. Yeah.
Jinx.
They changed her. They're like, ooh, we need to mark this better.
Real dumb. Hunedge, which looks like a sword. And yeah, oh yeah, and then Doublade, which is just 2 swords.
All these Pokemon fans are gonna listen to this and go like, we know, man.
Sorry. This is just
saying
fascinating to
Pokemon.
me. Oh, and here's one from the original. Magnemite. It's just a bunch of magnets.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's real dumb. Magneton.
Magnemite.
Magnemite. Oh yeah, here it is. Klefki. And it's just a ring of keys.
That's the one. That's the one.
Real dumb.
Clef keys?
Klefki.
Okay.
That's a cool name though. I don't mind the name.
Yeah.
It's like
Klefki?
Clefairy.
Okay.
But it's
Oh.
Klefki.
It's Clefairy's
But I don't
keys.
like the design. They would
No.
need to have something that was other.
They
Something
had to
other
go
than
home
ring
that
of-
day.
Yeah.
It's almost 6. I gotta go.
I'm just
They
looking
had
at your
time to
keys
check
and you're
out.
like, wait a second.
Yeah. It's just a room, keys, ice cream.
Yeah.
someone's-
It's like, what can we make? How about we call it pensile?
Yeah.
And just make it a pencil. Like
Magatai.
but, I imagine that. And this is
Magatai.
just the classic, kind of way that this would happen. But like, they're like, Steve, what ideas did you have for Pokemon? We're in our big meeting, our big monthly meeting where we have to come up with new Pokemon ideas. And he's like, fuck,
Yeah.
Lampera. It's a lamp.
Yeah.
Pocket.
Floratron. It's the floor.
Charin. It's a chair.
Yeah.
That's how they make their Pokemon now. But that's okay.
That's
I
all right.
forgive them. Okay, here's the thing. If they came out with a new Pokemon game and it was on a console and I could go around and catch Pokemon and then go battle gyms,
It's not Pokemon if it's on a console.
Why not?
why not? It's still Pokemon.
Because
it's just
that's
on a
how
console.
you get other Pokemon from other people. You have to like take the physical.
No, but I just
Just-
connect to the people that are online and
Well,
just
now
trade
with
with them.
the whole what's it called? Click? No, Nintendo.
The Pokemon Go.
The-
Nintendo Click?
The Switch?
Switch. Yeah. Now with the Switch, you can take it on the go, and you can have it on your
Oh, then
system.
there you go. Get
I'd be
that
fine with it
console.
on the Switch.
It's not on the Switch? I thought it was.
I don't know.
It
if
should
it
be.
is, I want it.
Mr.
We
Nintendo,
just,
put it
we
on the
all
Switch.
just sound like old farts right now,
Is it the
going like, "Where are the
What's
Pokemon?"
the clicks?
Well, no, I know they're still making the games. I just want an RPG that I can play.
Yeah.
I want an RPG
I'm
that
pretty sure it's on the Switch.
But is it like? But I don't want the top down. I want like I want the Uncharted, but Pokemon, or the
Yes.
like Horizon Zero Dawn, but Pokemon. It'd be so fucking.
I wish
cool.
they did a
played the
Jurassic
shit
Park
out of that
movie,
game.
but instead of making dinosaurs, they're making Pokemon.
They did. It's called Pokemon, the first movie.
No, they weren't making Pokemon. Well, Mewtwo. I
Oh,
guess
they
they're
don't know
making
yet.
Mewtwo.
It might be.
Is it gonna be? Are they just gonna port the other game? Because I don't fucking want a port of a Game Boy game, of a DS
If
game.
it does, the long rumored Pokemon Stars, if it does go to the Switch, it'll be the first time in history of the series that a main Pokemon RPG title is coming to a home console.
Fuck. Okay, that means if that comes out, I have to get a Switch. That's what that means. Sorry, team.
Well,
It's gonna happen.
That's fine.
you're forgiven.
You do what you gotta do.
Okay, we should probably go.
One more question.
I have to run and meet my dad
One
for
more
dinner.
question. This
Oh,
is
you
your
gotta go for
fault that we
your dad.
ran
My fault.
late. So one more question.
He's got to go see
I
his
gotta go
papa.
see my dad. He just flew in. He flies out tomorrow morning.
What? He
Fine.
just flew in and he's flying
Wait,
out?
what?
Well, no, he was visiting.
Oh, okay.
He was visiting
Oh.
somewhere else, and then he flew back through LAX first.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he's
So he's
staying at a
stopping
hotel
over.
by there. He's staying
Oh, that's
over.
nice.
I have to.
Fine.
So sorry, Star. We'll get to
Fine.
another. We'll do more.
We'll do more. We have next week.
We have infinite numbers of weeks.
I guess. Add more questions to the Slack, you guys.
Join the
it's like, or you
Slack.
could just
add
tweet us.
questions.
If you aren't on the Slack, that's all right. One, get on the Slack. Two,
Yeah.
just tweet at us.
Do we check the Twitter?
I check the Twitter all the
I
time.
always forget the
I
Twitter.
don't.
I'm on
All right,
Twitter all the
ask
time.
questions to the Twitter so Spencer will see them.
I'll see him. I'll gather him. I'll ask the questions. I ask the questions around here. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody. We'll do both.
I don't know if I can do that.
See you next week, little fetuses.
This is still going on.